This is Lee again, and I'm going to show you today how to start making your rocket, how to get some basic stuff done. And so we're going to start off. I want you to remember that this is where your parts show up. These are the components. This is where the whole rocket will show up eventually. Now, I do want to caution you that the rocket I am making, I don't know if it'll get to where you need it to go. We'll talk about how to fix that in later videos, but right now we're just going to build a rocket. So first thing we're going to start with is a body tube. So I'm just going to click that. It's going to pull up this. I'm going to change that name to Payload Bay. That's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to make, see here, it's giving me this in centimeters, and while that's fine, I want to know it in inches. So I can click that and it'll change it to inches. I'm going to make it 8 inches long. Right. I can change the diameter of this. It's in centimeters, 5 centimeters. I want to change that really to millimeters, because that's what they come in when you buy it. It tells you how many millimeters. I'm going to make this a BT80. It's going to be a big joker. Enter that. The inner diameter is going to be this. The wall thickness is that. We're going to have it made out of cardboard. You can change this if you want. If you want to make yours out of maple or paper, or you can't make it out of aluminum, but you can choose it if you want to. A lot of different things. We're just going to leave cardboard because we're going to use cardboard too. The finish on it, we're going to paint this. So we're going to have this set as regular paint, although you can leave it rough, you can leave it unfinished, you can do smooth paint, or you can use polished, whatever you think fits more what you're doing. All right. We're going to leave that like that, and we're going to close now. So that's our payload bay. See, that's our part. It shows up here. Here's our payload bay showing up in the in this part here. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to add a nose cone to our payload bay. And now here you have some choices. You can choose different kinds of nose cones. As you change it, I'm going to slide this around a little bit so you can see. The nose cone ends up at the back. We'll fix that later. But you have a conical nose cone. We don't want a conical. We want some sort of ellipsoid nose cone. And we're going to make our nose cone. Let's change this to inches. We're going to make it 3 inches long. There we go. Now notice it's not fitting because this needs to fit up here. It also needs to be as wide as this. So this is going to be an 80 millimeter. Whoops, let's make it 80 millimeters. Okay, so now it fits, right? And we're going to make it not out of cardboard. We're going to make ours out of foam of some sort. So let's see if we can find styrofoam or some sort of stone. Here's a styrofoam. We're going to make it out of that. All right. We're going to add a shoulder on it. Now what the shoulder does, it gives it a little indentation here so that it fits down inside this. So our shoulder diameter is going to be 0.2 centimeters. And we're going to make it 4 centimeters long, or let's make it 5. Let's make it 3. That's a little bit more than an inch. And we are going to end cap it because it's going to be solid. Well, that's not right. Oh, crap. Okay. 79.6 millimeters. 79.6 millimeters. There we go. Now this needs to go over here, right? So we're going to put it, whoops, we got to go up here, and we can slide it right up there. Supposed to slide it right there. See, the little line shows up to put it where it goes. So now we have a nose cone and we have an upper body. The next step is to put a transition down here, because in this year, the rules, you have to make the top wider than the bottom. So let's get the transition. That's what this is called. And we're going to have a conical transition. I guess we could have all kinds of, what does that do? It's kind of interesting. Ours is just going to be conical, I guess, just straight. We're going to make our length 7 centimeters, sounds good. Our 4 diameter, that's at the front, is 8 centimeters, which is 80 millimeters. Our aft is going to be 5 centimeters, which is 50 millimeters. Wall thickness is going to be that. We're going to make this out of balsa. Oops, we're going to make it out of balsa. There we go. There's balsa. We're going to paint it too, because you have to. We're going to have shoulder on the 4. It's going to be 79.6, and it's going to be 3 centimeters. We're going to cap it. Whoa, that's not right. Oh, sorry. Millimeters. My fault. That makes it better. And then the aft shoulder, we're going out to 50. That's got to be 50 right here, but we need that to be a little bit smaller. And the reason we made it 79.6 here is we take off 0.2 millimeters on either side. So this would have to be 49.6 millimeters. 49.6. We're going to make it 3 centimeters long. We're going to end cap it. Close. All right, now, it's our transition. We're going to add another body tube. Okay, it goes on there. We're going to make this body tube say 10 inches long. And that's going to work. That's going to work. It's going to be made out of cardboard, regular paint, and close. So there's our rocket so far. We're at 60 centimeters. We got to add 50 more centimeters onto this. So let's go back and change it. So we need to edit this and add on. We're at 60 centimeters. We got to add 5 more centimeters to it, which is about 2 inches. So we're going to make this, instead of that, we got to add on, make this 30. Let's make it 32 centimeters. All right. So now you look, our length now is right, 65 centimeters. We can make it shorter later if we want to, but that's what we've got so far. All right. Next step then is to add in a motor mount and some fins, and we'll talk about that later. That gets you this far. Well, I can't stop it. There it goes.